Hey friends, welcome back. Hey Dimitri, I'm glad we had a chance to chat today. I'm looking forward to checking out the level 3 skybox planes for the parallaxing. For the folks following along, we're basically just over the halfway point working on level 3 for Interstellar Sentinel 2. And we are trying to channel our own flavor of DeathSmiles for the section of city. And here's a part of how that's going to look, but that we need to think and imagine how these layers are just the parallaxing layers, and then we're starting to think about how to build in enemy spawns and enemy entrances, because one of the things that DeathSmiles does really well is because it's a character-based shmup. The environment itself, it's almost like a platformer in that the environment presents plenty of opportunities for the enemies to come in. And so we have ground enemies and enemies that I really want to come in from the parts of the stage. And so here's kind of where we're at. From our last round, Dimitri, we were trying to think about some of these aspects. And I see that you have your updates here. So and let me just double check. Okay, so I want to take a look. So it looks like you have some of these cross beams. Okay, cool. So, and then we're going to see this in motion in a second, which is great. Let me take a look. Is it here? It's probably here. Okay. Yeah, so we'll figure out with the cross beams and the silhouettes. By the way, this is the first time, one of the first times we're working on a new workflow, because I'm all over the place right now. Ooh, this is cool. Again, this isn't final. This is still us working through the concepts. This is primarily, we're thinking about lighting, because the level is dark. This is an ecumenopolis, meaning that it's many cities stacked on top of each other that cover the entire planet. And so we're trying to also generate and give this like series of vibes of being in like it's more nighttime. It's very glowy and neon, and so we're also working on that as well. I really like the space in the buildings, and what I was about to say as well is that our new workflow is I'm cautiously letting go of the keys a little bit to the kingdom, and that Dimitri is taking on some of the tech art bits that I'd be doing with refining and adjusting the planes and the parallax. I'll still do a lot of the initial setup, but together we're better, because I feel very behind on getting level 2 gameplay together and doing art directions with the shmup slam and everything that's been going on, and the changes in the studio, and the fact that I have a day job that's going crazy right now. It's been leaving me feeling like I'm not really keeping up. So this is what a team is. We're helping each other out. So super cool. So I want to see the stuff in motion. I think we're a little bright maybe in terms of colors in the fog, but we'll see. But that's part of the thing too, right? Like, we're going to get these like neon lights and accents. I think we're a little bit more in the blue, the baby blue spectrum. This looks good too. Look at the purples here. Ooh. And yeah, so we're still working on the base parts. And we're trying to conjure forth this, because you're in the city, and the city is basically the red light district, and we're trying to make it feel like, yes, it's a shmup first, and you have the enemies, but we want it to feel like it's a lived-in place, and that every frame of the game is telling a story. This environmental storytelling of a world feeling lived in. We want that to be part of the sauce, right? And that's why this game's taking much longer, but this has been in our vision. Okay, so and then now that I'm looking at that, before I do my thing, all right, I've looked at yep, okay. I want to look at what the previous version is. So we looked at this, we took a peek at this today. And this helps me just from an art direction perspective to see the before and after real quick, right? It's not very easy to go back and forth, aside from looking at videos. That's also why I do the videos sometimes. Or I try to do them all the time, but busy. I'm a crazy boy. And sure, why not? Come on, load level 3, let's go. All right, and so basically this is a scene a little bit further out in the level, and where we get much more close. And there's a big scene in between this and this, I think. So let's just take a look at where we're at. Oh man, so this is the previous version. Everything is very prototype. We're just trying to do sizing. We're doing some rough color tones. We're trying to get a sense for parallax. Okay, so yeah, okay. I think that's interesting. This wasn't what I looked at yesterday with the metadata files. So, but that's okay. Oh, maybe. Oh, you know why? Because this is me. I'm being dumb. Of course, it's not what we looked at. Here we are. This is what we're looking at. There we go. Okay, yeah. So we talked about the silhouettes in the front with the. I don't want it to feel so much like garbage. I have so much garbage. And I want us to take advantage. So we talked about that. This is us. These planes we can't do much with. We don't get any lighting that projects on them, so everything's hand rendered here. So, and then we're gonna have kind of a layer, I think, in front of this that creates that extra that extra layer of interacting with the world. So, okay. I think this is pretty much it with it, and this gives us a version of the parallax. And then let's take a look at these guys. We really want to get a ground plane and kind of get a sense for what that looks like, because enemies can walk on the ground. Like, this is a big thing for us, right? Oops. Pardon me. Probably got one more. Yeah, sometimes, it's good to get a sense for where we're at, of course. And, we haven't done any of our desaturation for the backgrounds too much. So that's also why we always take a look at stuff in context. Oh, these are going to be fun. Okay, so I'm going to close this now. Which I can do. See? And I wonder. So interesting. So, okay, let's see. I don't want these changes to level 15 because I want Dimitri's new changes. The thumb is fine. Okay. Skybox update. Okay, these are assets. Oh, these are just assets. So I didn't actually have to remove level 15, but that's fine. All right. I'm going to pull latest. Oh my God, so good. Okay, we got that. I didn't have to actually close Shmup Creator in this case. I thought we were going to get some metadata or level file adjustments, not just metadata. So totally fine. It's going to do a convert here. Come on, let's go. We are definitely making the engine sweat a bit, which is great. It's, we're 5 years into this now. Our first game, we learned a ton. This game is pushing the engine to its limits, and it's a lot of fun. The engine developers, I don't know how you guys are doing some of this stuff, but I'm glad it's working. So, okay. So, ooh, look, we got a little bit more speed. That'll be totally, yeah, okay, interesting. Let me take a look at where we're at again. So this is just here. I'm gonna move these up here. This was just me tinkering. That's become that, and just take a look here. Yeah, I'm also not entirely sure. I think Dimitri, we will figure this out, right? But how much of the skybox is going to be how much of this is going to be the play field? If it's really going to be this, or how much of this is truly the background, and then the play field is essentially kiosks, right? It's going to be different pathways. If we think about these could be walkways for for enemies, and we would have I don't know, maybe big buildings up here, and the buildings could have balconies with entrances, and then the enemies are yeah, I'm the enemy, and they show up and they're trying to shoot at Dr. Bosky. But also if we think about this being kind of the ground plane, we could do some things where and these would all be foreground objects, so they could match, because it should feel like it's the district has all this depth, right? I think that's what we're working on now, but that's not it here. So, but the reason why I was pointing that out is because while these parallax speeds feel good for these elements, and we might take these light posts, as we talked today, we might pull the light posts kind of into the foreground. I don't know, or to the foreground. We got to be careful because I don't want to obstruct vision too much. But those speeds mean that we have a lot more geometry they have to place in order to get it to feel. So I think we're probably a tad too fast right now for the parallax planes. Because what will happen when I was just describing, oh man, look at that. Look at that. Look at that, people. Look at that. Like, look at that. I am enjoying the interesting geometry here. Like, I love that. Like, we got the, like, I kind of like that axes of kind of perspective to give it more, the feeling of it being more, to have it more, to make it feel like it has more depth. I really like, by the way, Dimitri, that that we have space for it to breathe, right? This feels good as well. Yeah, so these feel pretty good too. I like the direction we're going for sure. Oh, look, we got, it sort of feels like a little bit of a tram or something back there. Absolutely loving this window. This is one of the things that we kind of picked up for the PAL Autoforma factory. I like that we have these layers that show the layers behind. It gives you much more feeling of depth, which is great. Oh, look at that. It opens up here. We got space. Ooh, look at that. That feels so good. I mean, look at, come on. Where'd my thing go? Did it break? Did I break it? Aw. Dude, this thing is buggy. Oh, there it is. All right. Oop. No, I want to talk about that. Oh, well. What I was going to say is the extra space is really good. The billboard's kind of framing that. So the other thing that we have, if we come back to look at when we think about enemies, right? Check this out. Now it feels like the mechs are actually walking kind of backwards a little bit. So we're going to tune it. It's the whole thing for this, right? So, yeah, so we'll probably need to slow this thing down more. But since this is an art feedback video, I like where we're at. I think we need to then come back, as we talked about earlier, think about enemy placements and whether or not this raw section of parallax truly is the presentation layer for enemies. My gut is telling me no. I think this is all background, and then we're going to build a layer just like we did over here. We're going to build a layer that is, we're going to basically build our manual layer. Oh my God, I love this so much. Also, if you think about the speeds of this layer in particular, our current skybox parallax versions don't really match with this. Now, it doesn't mean we couldn't speed up in the city, but I think it's going to feel weird. Like, I really want to slow it down more. One of your bits of homework again is to go back and play through DeathSmiles, as we talked about. But I think we're going to build a layer like this that is the enemy presentation, the close layer, the clubs, and I think that's going to be part of what that section is going to be. So, and it doesn't mean we can't take some of those elements, break them out into a manual parallax side that we're doing like with this, and we kind of have that nice like cohesive consistency. And you look, we haven't even designed these areas as much, but I think we're at, oh man, I love this so much. Okay, let me stop there. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. That's some good feedback. Yeah, let's just keep iterating on this.